Okay, so another update on magnetic mirror situation. Yeah, my designs of my magnetic mirror are coming along and very interesting results with the steel laminations. Now, because of the magnetic remnants issue, the more steel I actually have in there, the more it causes a larger quantity of memory on the flux, which is obviously a problem because I don't want too much flux. So I'm working on a hybrid coil system, which is this thing with a ferrite core, and the steel laminations are on the entry and exit points, but technically I only need them on the exit point really. But yeah, I've just they're easily enough to pop out, so I've got made the design so that I can pop so these steel laminations out at this end, I can pop them out if I want to do. They're not glued in there, they're just nice snug fit. So these are the new coils I've been winding. I've actually got a set of coils around already in the device, and they work pretty well. But yeah, there's always room for improvement. Now, one of the issues I was talking about in the previous live stream was when I was showing you the model, is the drive bay section where this is where the drive coils actually go. It's in the base actually. They'll go up there. Now there's not enough room in the drive bay section, right at the bottom, for a great deal of coils. You know, the coils are basically limited to quite thin coils, and I've wound these myself on my coil winder, which I designed a few years back. And so what's the next phase? Well, I'm showing you a bit of both. Now this is I'm going to show you the new draw I'm working on at the moment as well. So when I put this coil, normally when you have a magnetic coupling, you have a large amount of sticking, as in cogging problems, but with these designs there's very little. So I'm going to stick a bit of blue tack on here, a little bit of gooey blue, so it doesn't fly away, so I can show you what I'm doing. So stick that bit of blue tack, which is basically silly putty. Stick my laminations on there so I can pick the whole thing up. Now I stick my magnetic drum on top, and how much cogging do we have? Very little, as you can see. It's very good. It doesn't cog a lot. It's very, very, very mild. It works very well actually. So we have very, very small amount of cogging on this. Oops. Now, so this is what I'm working on at the moment, but what I wanted is the draw space to be larger so that I can actually stack these coils, so that I can have my concentric magnet assemblies in between one coil and another coil. So there's going to be like a sandwich arrangement. So I'm going to have a coil, then I'm going to have my magnetic concentrics in the middle, and then another coil underneath, and I've allowed for that in the new draw designs. Now let's move this out the way a minute. And these are the new draws, which are going to go in the base. I've got to join them all together. These are going to be bonded together. I'm 3D printing another one at the moment because I need 4 of these. So these are the draw sections where my coils are going to be sliding in. You can see there's a lot more room in there. And I've redesigned the base so that airflow can go through the base as well, so that I'm still going to have fan cooling, but yeah, I've shined them up with my acetone treatment and they've come up really nicely, as you can see. I did have a little bit of breakthrough on the slots for the magnet, but I'm not worried about that anyway, as long as the draws work. So these are going to, I'm going to have 4 of these, and these are going to be underneath the unit. So I've got to cut the old draw system out. I've got to use a hacksaw and cut the bottom section out of my generator project and remove all of these 4 sections which are in there. You can't really see very well. Let me just get a light on it. So you can see the existing drawers at the base down there. And yeah, I'm going to cut all that lot out, and then I'm going to intersect it with the new ones which are here, and you can see where they couple on the top moon shaped point, which comes into contact with the drum underneath. So yeah, trying to get this all on camera. You can see the seam actually on the left hand side of the green fan, there's a seam running at a 45 degree angle. That's the seam where these new ones will be connected. Yeah, you can get the idea there. So yeah, I've got to finish printing these all out. I'm not going to stick them all together yet, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be cutting the original one out, and then I'm going to bond these onto each other and bond them to the unit at the same time so that they're all lined up properly, because once these are stuck together I won't have any lateral movement to position things properly, because obviously when I cut these other ones out, the edge is probably going to be a little bit jagged, but I want to keep it as straight as possible. I want this to be perfectly straight as possible. I can fill it in with my homemade ABS plastic glue, which is in this fringe, which is the same colour. Obviously that's pink, which is a problem, but I'm not worried about the fact that the colours are different. So I'm going to use this stuff to bond them on, and it'll be one solid piece when it dries. So that's where we are at the moment. So I've got 2 of these made. I need another 2 making, and once I've got them all made, I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison to make sure that they're actually going to match up properly, because the length has to match up, as in when we line up the when we line them up with the actual unit, they have to, yeah, I've done a comparison and they do line up actually. You can't really see on the camera because of perspective of the camera angle and everything, but they are the same length. If I get my ruler, that's probably easier, and get my thingamajig and my calipers, and I measure between that line there. I need to be further out, and about where are we? And about there, which is about 83.72 millimeters. And if I come down here, actually I'm not in the right place, am I? No, I want to be on that edge, right on that edge, and then in a bit, and it's about 85.73 millimeters. That should match up, and it does. So that's good. We're actually right on the money with the measurement, so that's going to line up with that. Anyway, so that's about it. Just a little update on what I'm doing right now, and my mirrors, my magnetic mirrors. I've got a whole bunch of different designs. They're all slightly different of the pitch angles and everything, but I've got a new set of magnetic mirrors I haven't printed out yet, but they're going to be even better than these. Yeah, anyway, that's all for now. I'll be back later when I've got another update. I've got the hacksaw is going to be fun. I've actually got a hacksaw blade here, which I took the thing out the middle, so there's actually a hole in there now instead of, yeah, you can see the hole in it. I took the pin out the end so I could get the blade all the way between them without getting hooked up with that little pin, because there is a pin on the other end. You can see there's a pin sticking out of it, but on this end I've taken the pin out so I can use the hacksaw manually with my hand. Yeah, because yeah, it's just not going to be easy to separate these things. And I could use soldering iron as well to melt some of it, I suppose, but that's going to get really messy if I'm not careful. So I'd prefer to use that hacksaw. It'll be a cleaner cut when I'm doing it. Alright, thanks a lot.